Before we let the darkness close in, hit that like button and drop a comment below. It helps this channel survive the algorithm so I can help you survive everything else. Now, look out your window. The sun is dipping below the horizon, painting the sky in bruises of purple and gray. The power grid has been dead for 3 days. The ambient hum of the city, traffic, air conditioners, distant sirens is gone, replaced by a silence so heavy it feels like pressure in your ears. This is the twilight pivot. This is the exact moment where the world shifts from a chaotic environment into a predatory one. Most people suffer from daytime bias. They look at their living room in the afternoon sun and see a sanctuary. They assume the safety they feel at noon will hold until midnight. That is a fatal calculation. When the light dies, your ability to gather information drops to zero. The temperature plummets, and the desperate elements of society, the nocturnal hunters, begin to move. If you wait until you are scared to start preparing, you're already a casualty. Today, we are going to burn the currencies of daylight to buy your survival. We are going to turn your home from a soft target into a hardened sensory weapon using nothing but household items, basic physics, and a refusal to be a victim. Your first move, while the sun is still high, is to establish situational dominance through a vertical scan. You need to stop looking at your neighborhood and starts reading it. Take a pair of binoculars or even just your phone camera with a zoom lens and get to the highest window in your house. Do not stand right in the frame. Stay deep in the room, in the shadows, to avoid silhouetting yourself. You are looking for flow. Where are the people moving? Which alleyways are they avoiding? Which houses have been breached? You are building a mental map of human density and movement vectors. The magic here is predictive profiling. If you see a group moving west 3 blocks away, you can calculate their arrival time at your doorstep. This isn't paranoia, it is data acquisition. A pro knows that the threat you see 2 miles away is a problem you can solve. The threat you see at your front door is a fight you might lose. Once you have mapped the outside, you must contract your existence. This is the concept of the micro fortress. A common mistake is trying to defend a 2,000 square foot house with one person. It is impossible. You have too many windows, too many doors, and too much volume to heat. Pick one room. Ideally, this room has one entrance, is on the second floor, and has access to a bathroom or a bucket. Move your mattress, your supplies, and your weapons into this single room. By physically shrinking your perimeter, you concentrate your defenses. You are trading space for control. Instead of worrying about 12 windows downstairs, you are now the god of 4 walls. Secure the door to this room, not just with the lock, which is likely flimsy privacy hardware, but by jamming a rubber door wedge hard under the bottom gap from the inside. This transfers the force of a kick into the floorboards rather than the weak door frame, turning a $10 piece of wood into a kinetic barrier. Now, let's address the auditory landscape with a technique called sound mapping. Sit in your micro fortress in total silence for 10 minutes. Close your eyes. Listen to the house breathing. Hear the refrigerator settle, the wind rattling the gutter, the floorboards expanding. You need to catalog these safe sounds into your subconscious. The psychology here is simple. Panic creates auditory hallucination. If you don't know what your house sounds like, every creak becomes an intruder. By banking these baseline sounds now, you create a mental filter. Tonight, when a floorboard squeaks in a rhythm that doesn't match the house's natural settling, your brain will instantly flag it as an anomaly. An expert survivor doesn't react to noise. They react to deviations in noise. With your ears calibrated, you need to weaponize the floor using crunch dynamic. If an intruder breaches your outer perimeter, you want to know exactly where they are without leaving your fortress. Take fragile, noisy debris, dry leaves, crumpled hard plastic packaging, scattered Legos, or even crushed light bulbs if you have sturdy boots, and scatter them in the choke points of your house, the bottom of the stairs, the hallway leading to your room, the foyer. You are creating a passive sonar system. The physics are undeniable. No one can walk silently over crushed plastic or dry debris in the dark. The moment they step on your trap, they lose the element of surprise and give you their exact coordinates. You are turning the darkness against them, forcing them to navigate a minefield of sound while you remain a silent ghost in the other room. Next, we handle the biological imperative with pre-flight hydration. Thirst is a silent killer of tactical ability. Dehydration causes cognitive narrowing. You stop thinking about the long term and obsess over immediate relief. If you wake up at 3 a.m. with a dry mouth, you're forced to move, to fumble for a water bottle, to make noise. Drink a surplus of water now while the sun is up. Then, stage-filled bottles within arm's reach of your defensive position. But here is the expert edge. You must also manage the output. You cannot leave your micro-fortress to use the toilet in the middle of a high-stakes night. Have a sealable bucket or heavy-duty bottles designated for waste inside the room. It is gritty, it is gross, and it is absolutely necessary. You do not die because you were shot. You die because you opened your fortified door to pee and walked into an ambush. Light discipline is your next layer of armor. A single candle flicker in a blackout can be seen from a mile away, marking your home as a beacon of resources. You need to black out your micro-fortress completely. Do not just pull the curtains. Tape heavy blankets or cardboard over the window frames. You want to achieve a photometric seal. Test it by putting your face against the glass during the day. If you see light leaking in, light can leak out. The psychological benefit is twofold. You become invisible to the outside world, and you prevent your own shadow from being cast against the wall, which could give away your position to someone already watching. If you need light inside, use a red lens flashlight. Red light does not degrade your natural night vision, allowing you to maintain visual readiness while checking your gear. Thermal regulation is the final piece of the puzzle before the sun is gone. Without central heating, the temperature inside will attempt to equalize with the temperature outside. The cold is an enemy that saps your will to fight. Do not try to heat the room, heat the body. Construct a thermal nest using sleeping bags, carpets, and cushions. Crucially, insulate yourself from the floor. Conduction, heat, transfer through direct contact will drain your body heat faster than the air will. Stack 2 layers of blankets under you. The survivor mindset here is conservation. Your body burns calories to stay warm. Every calorie burned, shivering is a calorie you don't have for fighting or fleeing. By insulating early, you preserve your energy reserves for the threat, not the environment. Finally, establish your offensive posture. Place your primary defensive tool, whether that's a firearm, a blunt object, or pepper spray, in a fixed muscle memory location relative to your sleeping position. In the pitch black, you cannot rely on sight to find your gear. You need to practice the blind reach. Lie down, close your eyes, and reach for it. If you miss, move it and try again until you can grab it with zero friction. The magic here is reducing reaction lag. When the adrenaline dump hits, fine motor skills evaporate. You need gross motor accessibility. You are preloading the decision to defend yourself so that when the moment comes, there is no hesitation, only action. The sun is down. The screen of your life has gone black, but you are not trembling in the corner. You have spent your daylight currency wisely. You are hydrated, you are warm, and you are encased in a hardened micro-fortress. The house is silent, and you know every sound it makes. You are no longer relying on the fragile illusion of normalcy. You are relying on the concrete reality of physics and preparation. Resourcefulness is the only gear that matters. The world outside is cold and chaotic, but in here, you are the apex predator of your own domain. You hear a crunch on the stairs, the sound of plastic compressing under a boot. You don't panic. You know exactly where they are. You reach out in the dark, your hand finding your defense tool instantly. You are ready. This is your house. If you want to know how to build a silent alarm system using fishing line and mouse traps for the next layer of defense, comment perimeter below and subscribe. Stay hidden. Stay dangerous.